Welcome to the video for week 5 of Speech 2. I'm going to go over what you can expect, what you should do, and how to do it. So the first lesson in this week is group presentation types. Then finding and analyzing an example of a group presentation, and then planning a group presentation. Just a reminder that this week, weeks 1 and 2 work are due by 11:59 p.m. So that's Friday the 14th. Make sure you get that in if you want points. So let's show you how this looks. So as per usual, you'll find your notes in here, starting with Symposium here. As you can see, you will use these notes and the PDF in Schoology to complete the first task. So let me show you the PDF. So I go to speech, I go to week 5, and there's the PDF. So some of the answers are going to be right there for you. Going back, let's talk a little bit about week 1 and 2. Just what you need to do if you're missing that. So if you're missing week 1 and 2, of course, go up to the folders that correspond. So week 1 is working on filling out the online presentation notes and coming up with your storyboard draft. There is an example here in week 1 and in the resources folder of what that rough draft would look like. Week 2 is setting up your shots and starting to film that online presentation. Week 3 is the week where that is due. So if you missed those 2 weeks, go back and get that done. So let's show you what this week's work looks like handout-wise now that I've shown you where the notes are. All of your work this week is formative. So first, you're going to write about the group presentation types. There's 3 types: symposium, panel, and forum. For each one, you'll either, in this first box, define or sketch out what that type looks like. So for example, for symposium, I wrote the definition and an example here. Then group members and audience, that part is on the PDF in Schoology. So you need to write at least one thing that the audience is responsible for, one thing the group is responsible for. And then a pro or a con of this type, and that's in the slides notes. So for example, a pro of symposium is you can get many perspectives on one topic in a short amount of time. And of course, showing you this example, yes, you can use the answers on this example. So you at least got one of them. You'll do the same for forum and then panel. All right, task 2. You are going to find online an example of a group presentation, one of the 3 types: symposium, panel, or forum. When you find it, paste a link to it below and either write where you found it or describe the example. So for example, let's say I find a Reddit example for forum. I paste what I have there and I write, this is Reddit, here's what it's used for. Part B of this task is you then evaluate the example you found. So watch it or review it, and then detail at the start what's good or what needs work in it. All right, finally, task 3 for this week. You're going to plan out a group presentation to show your learning on these. You will not be performing this, so feel free to be creative. And the example will be posted on Schoology, the one I'm showing you here. So first, you put the presentation type and the topic. For my example, since I know a lot about the Elizabethan age, that's what I chose. So symposium on the Elizabethan age. Then I can draw, sketch, or describe the setup for my group presentation. So I describe here that we divided the work amongst 3 speakers and wrote what each speaker is responsible for. And again, this is largely pretend to apply your learning. So have fun with it, put in details you know. For audience, I need to write either what I need to consider for them or what they need to be doing, what I expect from them, or how it's set up. So I just wrote, for symposium, I'm going to need a lot of visuals to help and engage comprehension for my audience. Here, I write my intro dialogue. So how would I set up this presentation? What would I say at first? So here, it's like a welcome. You absolutely can follow this model. And then I tell them what I'm going to tell them. And that is your work for week 5. Remember, trust from someone who's had to do a lot of catching up in school. The best way to catch up if you're behind is to get your current week's work done and then go back. That way you don't fall further behind. As always, if you need things, please come and get things. They pay me to help you.